During their lovely autumn walk, the children noticed an odd smell. A smell of burnt material. Why do you think the watchers stopped at 10 past 10?
I think I could run out of battery.
But none of the containers found at the scene contained traces of petrol.
Someone who's not very nice or something saw this
set
woman
on fire
and set on fire.
Stupid.
Yeah, you see a body and it's like, I'm gonna burn it.
Sleeping women. Codes. Here we go. Perhaps she knew someone was on her tail, hence why she was recording her information.
I think that she was a double spy.
Peckish for Answers. Mysteries and conspiracies.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Peckish for Answers. I'm joined by my two friends, Rhys.
Hi, guys.
Oh, sorry, my other friend, Oscar.
I thought you were just lagging or something.
Yeah, so this is a special episode 10.
Wow.
So I know
Whoa!
it's been a wild ride, and there's so much more to come.
10. Yeah.
But yeah, I'm quite looking forward to this one. So it's the mystery of who is the Isdalen woman.
Who is the Isdalen woman?
I don't think Oscar, I know you haven't heard of it. Have you heard of it before, Rhys?
No, I've never heard of this. No.
Okay, well, I think this is a pretty great one. When I was reading it, I was like, oh, but another absolute jackpot. It's a juicy one. There's a lot.
It's not come up in any of my searches on ChatGPT.
No,
yeah, suggestions,
on Wikipedia,
which is interesting because I thought the same because it's not from the initial ones that I looked at. It didn't come up.
Yeah,
but when I was reading, I was like, I don't know how this one hasn't come up before. This one's really interesting. But like,
is it a popular one?
Since I wrote it down as one to look into, I've seen it pop up a lot on lots of other like forums of like mysteries and things like that. So I've probably seen it like pop up like 10 or 15 times now. So it is definitely a somewhat popular one.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I'm ready to
yeah,
get into it.
I'll jump right into it. So let me begin by painting the picture of what is going on in the world before I set you two little detectives on your journey. So the year is 1970. The Cold War is at large. Tensions in the Middle East are high after Black September. And the Beatles have just released their last studio album.
Wow. I'm really settled in.
What's I should probably know this, but what is Black September?
Yeah, I don't know what Black September is. Is it where everything's cheap for a month?
No, I'm guessing it was
not quite.
It's not like the Arab Springs was later.
It was a thing where I really briefly looked into this. It was a thing where it was like Palestinians in Jordan, sort of like basically try to claim some land of Jordan as their own state within a state.
Right. Okay.
And that caused basically a lot of.
Yeah, I could see how that would cause a lot of issues.
Yeah. And black, that's the worst color there is.
Whoa. We don't even need to clip that. That's not even a quote either. That's just his opinion.
That's from the Simpsons movie.
No, it's not.
Okay, so let me carry on with the story.
Sure, buddy.
On a crisp Sunday morning on the 29th of November, 1970, a man and his two daughters are hiking in the Isdalen. So this is in Norway, by the way. I don't think I classified it. In the Isdalen, which translates to Ice Valley, or as it was better known to locals, Dødsdalen, which translates to Death Valley.
Whoa.
Any guesses on why it's called Death Valley?
Because people go missing there.
There's like a hiking spot. And it's like a
maybe they commit suicide there like that at jungle.
Spot on.
Oh, nice.
Who, me?
Yeah.
Good start. I'm off to a good start.
Yeah. So it's just a very popular place to commit suicide. So it's called Death Valley. Anyway, let's go back to our hiking trio. During their lovely autumn walk, the children noticed an odd smell. a smell
It's
of
Rhys's
burnt
feet.
material. It wasn't long before they discovered the source of this burnt smell. The charred remains of a woman.
Ooh.
So the trio made their way down the mountain to find some help. Obviously, a little bit
Wait,
traumatized.
Is it two kids and like their mum or something?
2 kids and their dad.
Dad.
Yeah. So the investigators soon came to the site to examine the scene. And I'll tell you what they found. So they found a woman lying on her back in a boxer's position, which is based like this, which is typical of someone being burned alive.
Whoa.
And it's caused by the heat from the fire causing their muscles to contract, basically. Her face was so badly burned that no facial features could be made out. They only knew that she had medium-length hair tied up in a ponytail. And also, it was only really her front that was burned. Her back was mostly okay.
So her hair hadn't sort of burnt.
I guess if it was on a ponytail and you saying the back was okay.
Yeah,
It
yeah,
didn't
exactly.
reach there.
Okay.
So then, what they found in the sort of area, they found clothing. So clothing in the area. They found an umbrella. They found 2 melted plastic bottles, half a bottle of Kloster liqueur, which is like a herbal liquor from Norway, a plastic passport cover, but no passport in it, a few sleeping pills found scattered nearby, a fur hat underneath the body, a wristwatch next to her that stopped at 10:10, jewelry placed next to her but not on her, and another additional thing is when they look closer at the clothing, all the tags have been cut out of her clothes.
Somerton man all over again.
Yeah.
I don't
It's
know.
the Somerton man.
This whole watch stopping business as well. And enough of that.
God, you're so grumpy,
The clock
mate.
has stopped.
Okay.
Yeah. So, firstly, why do you think the watch has stopped at 10:10?
Because it fucking ran out of battery.
Oh,
You know,
really?
I think no. I don't think it probably ran out. I think it's just the heat got to it or something, and then just like damaged the battery.
Something
So you think
happened.
that's the time that she died?
No.
No, I think the time she died was before then. It's just the heat got to the clock, the watch, slowly.
It could have
burn out the battery.
just not been a waterproof watch and it got wet.
Yeah.
It could be anything. Like it would
It
have
could-
to stop at some time. So it could be like 10:06, and you'd be
yeah.
saying, and it stopped at 10:06 p.m.
Where she was found, was it? So like, I'm picturing like this like path, and then is she below the path in like the ditch, or she on the path?
Is she in the ditch?
That's a good question. I'm not sure. I imagine she'd be pretty close to the path, otherwise, close enough to smell her.
Okay.
So she would have been close enough to smell. But I don't think she wasn't on the path when she was
She's
found.
just like
Yeah.
near it. Okay, I see.
I mean,
Yeah.
from initial thoughts, it just sounds like someone, for some reason, I assume, drugged her, fell asleep, burned alive, and then just burned all the jewelry and stuff. Maybe it came off her at some point, and just to burn all the evidence, just everything was put in
I
the fire.
think. I think. I don't know. It's a weird one. The plastic bottles being burnt. I don't know. And then there was like other stuff
Yeah.
around her. Like, I don't know. Maybe it could just be like an accident. She was, I don't know. They were trying to, I don't know, start a fire or something. For some reason, people
What
do
she
that.
said? Oh,
I don't know. Like maybe she didn't know. I just want to. I don't actually know. Really, maybe an accident, like a fire.
could be
got-
spontaneous combustion.
Yeah, yeah.
So the moment you thinking maybe an accident, we've got maybe
Yeah,
she
I
was
think-
drugged and taken out and murdered.
I think an accident at the moment.
I think
Okay.
drug taken out, murdered.
I think.
Okay.
accident.
And yeah, the reason the watch has stopped at 10:10, and this might provide some more interesting thing, that's just the factory setting for watches in shops.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh,
If
really?
you look at watches in shops, they're all at 10:10.
See, I told you it was fucking bullshit. I knew it from the second you said it. Yeah.
Well, but it's interesting though. Why have a watch
No, that is
with you
interesting.
stopped
actually.
at 10:10?
No, that is
So
interesting to
weird.
have a watch that she's like that. That's like suggesting to me that watch is not hers. It's just like someone's bought it.
But what's suggesting that?
You saying it's like
It's just a factory setting on the watch, so it could be anyone's watch. That doesn't prove it's anyone's watch. That's
but
just
it's like new, isn't it?
no. It just means a factory setting of any watch or a proper watch is that it stops at 10:10. That's what. Nick said.
Okay.
Like they just all were
Yeah.
programmed somehow to.
Oh,
stop
right,
outside.
yeah. Okay.
I wonder if
Wait.
like
Sorry, what did you say? The program to stop at that time?
that's what you said.
No. They're not programmed to stop at the time. That means that this watch would have been bought from the shop and never activated.
That's what I said. That's what I said.
Yeah. Sorry, I was zoned out. I got back in when Oscar said that. I was like, what are you talking
that's
about?
what I said.
I
This
thought
idiot taking me down wrong paths again. Oh, I can't believe it.
No, he said a factory setting for the watch was that it's set to 10:10
I was
or
right. I
something.
was right in my
Yeah,
in saying that
Okay.
I think it's not that actually is interesting because it is not her watch. It's someone else, and I think the jewelry is not hers either. I don't think it's an accident anymore. I think
Why would someone just place a new watch next to her?
I don't know. It's like a serial killer. Like maybe that's his thing. Or
All
her
right, so
thing.
before I jump to the results of the autopsy, I'm
Yeah.
going to just quickly ask if you have any thoughts on the fact that the tags have been cut out of the clothing.
It is weird for sure. Like, but going back to my like Somerton Man kind of knowledge, you know, it didn't really kind of.
What was the
actually-
reason in the end for that?
But Somerton Man, there was no one really actually determined the reason. Some people thought that it was just that he liked having the tags cut off, and like Rolf
Huh.
said in that episode, I remember Rolf saying he just didn't like the feel of his tags. Being
Okay, so I'll
So-
move on to the results of the autopsy then.
Yeah.
So, the investigation began immediately, and they initially thought that it was an accident or suicide.
Mm.
So, you guys didn't really touch on the suicide aspect, but you thought about the murder aspect.
I mean, burning yourself alive as suicide is
Pretty brutal, yeah.
yeah.
So, one of the first men on the scene mentions that he saw a campfire, but the official police report doesn't mention anything about a campfire. So, it doesn't seem like it seems unlikely there was a campfire there based on what they've said, which seems the concept of an accident would be strange without a campfire there. But yeah, so the official autopsy came back a couple of weeks later after the investigation, but I'll just say what they found because it's quite relevant. So the official autopsy found something quite interesting: a significant amount of phenobarbital sleeping tablets in her system. So remember I mentioned there was a couple of sleeping tablets strewn around?
Mm.
Oh, it turns out she'd actually taken 50 sleeping tablets
Oh. No,
In
she was fast
3
asleep then.
doses. So the first dose a few hours before her death, and the last dose of 12 undigested tablets taken shortly before she died. So she'd take a dose, another dose, and then another dose. And the last dose she took didn't even digest in her stomach because she burned to death. And the concentration in her blood was high enough to make her drowsy, but not high enough to kill her yet. So she would have been fine. She's really been a bit drowsy because she took them a few hours before
Mm.
she died. So it hadn't basically set in yet. But, it would have killed her eventually.
Yeah.
On their own. But interestingly, the phenobarbital pills were pink. Phenobarbital pills in Finland are usually... Sorry, did I say...
Norway.
Yeah. I've written down Finland, yeah. Is this in Finland? I'm like, oh no, have I actually got the country wrong?
3, 2, 1.
All right, so interestingly, the phenobarbital pills were pink. Phenobarbital pills in Norway are usually white. The pink variety only comes from England.
Hey,
England mentioned.
So soot particles were also found in her respiratory tracts, confirming that she had burned alive because
Right.
obviously she
Well,
breathed in
yeah.
the soot. And there was a bruise on her neck. The autopsy also revealed that she wasn't pregnant and had never had children, and that her teeth were in excellent condition with extensive dental work.
Oh.
Traces, and this is going back to the crime scene now, traces of petrol were found in the ground beneath her body, but none of the containers found at the scene contained traces of petrol. Additionally, her hat had traces of petrol in it, the hat found underneath her body.
Yeah.
So traces of petrol on the ground, traces of petrol in her hat. None of the containers had traces of petrol. Would you like to have any thoughts on that before I move on to the next component?
I've got something brewing in my
Mhm.
head. So I found it interesting about the sleeping pills. The fact that she took loads, but it wasn't enough to kill her. Just make her drowsy. I think she went up there, Death Valley, to commit suicide. It didn't really work, but she went drowsy. Maybe she passed out or something like that. And then someone who's not very nice or something saw this
Set
woman
on fire.
and set on fire.
You stupid.
Yeah.
You think a
Why is that
passerby-
stupid?
You think a passerby saw a woman sleeping and thought, I've got some fuel here. Let me set her on fire.
Mate.
Oh, I'm a bit
Believe-
cold. Oh, I could do this.
No, mate. There are some
No, there's no one like
disgusting
that.
people in this world, and I guarantee someone out there would do this. All right, think about all the disgusting serial killers and murderers and people who chop off heads and have sex with them and stuff. And I don't think it's actually that outrageous that someone out there is that messed up in the head and goes, right, there's a body there, I'm gonna burn it. Because they were just like a pyromaniac. They're just really into birdie things. They see a body and it's I'm gonna burn it.
Sleeping women.
Why not? There's so many cases of serial killers doing weird stuff like this.
Okay.
That's definitely one of the weirder theories that I've heard on this one. That one funny doesn't come up.
Well, maybe. Well, I'm assuming that no one actually knows, so maybe I'm right.
Okay.
Right.
Any thoughts, Oscar?
Well,
Oscar's gonna be saying boring stuff. Something.
there's no point in just giving stupid theories.
That's
but
not stupid.
Anyway, I think I still don't think she could have done it herself because there's no petrol canisters there or things that held petrol. So unless she doused herself before she went, or they just not been found, I just think it's very unlikely. So I just think somehow someone's got her to take these pills. Obviously, the only thing is they've had to then get her to take 2 more loads of it. You know what I mean? 2 more doses. But I think if she's drowsy enough after the first, then I don't know. You could shove them down somehow. So yeah, I think someone's just slept her to get her out there. And then maybe it's an English person who's bought their sleeping pills overseas or something. Drugged her, burned her. Maybe, I don't know what the motive could be, but we might hear. But yeah, I think that's the most likely. It's just someone wanted to burn her.
Okay. So you think it's a murder? It's an interesting murder. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Well, I'll move on to the next bit of information. Should hopefully shed some light on some things.
All right.
3 days after the discovery of the body, the Isdalen woman's left behind luggage was found at Bergen railway station.
Oh, Bergen. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's quite a famous place in Norway.
Okay.
Yeah.
And they knew it was hers because glasses in the luggage had her fingerprints on them. So bish bash bosh. And there was 2 suitcases. So you think, golden, there's going to be some stuff in here that's going to tell exactly who she is. But you'd be wrong. The suitcases contained clothes, again, all the tags removed, 2 wigs, eczema cream with the labels removed, a spoon, glasses with no prescription, a sewing kit with the logo of the Hotel Regina in Geneva, which is one of the best hotels in Switzerland, Swiss francs, and importantly, absolutely no forms of identification. but also contained one more thing: a coded notepad.
Codes. Here we go.
Would you like to see it?
Oh yeah, I'll see it.
Yeah.
Well, I'll show you in a second. I want to know what you think of all of
Coded-
that so
sorry,
far before I
code-
show you
Is
that.
it coded as in it's locked with a code, or there's codes in it?
There's codes in it, but I
Oh,
want
right,
to
okay.
know what you think. What you're thinking so far before I jump to that.
I was thinking before you said the code thing, I was like, maybe she was like a prostitute of some kind, like the wigs and stuff, like
Mhm.
and staying in fancy, like an escort or something, and then maybe she had an escort kind of job with someone in Norway who was like really rich, and then he murdered her or something. Like he drugged her and then murdered her, like Oscar said.
Okay,
But
so like
the
a high
code-
class,
high class escort, yeah.
yeah.
But then I don't know, the code is a bit. It could still be like she could be like a high class escort who's also like a spy, maybe. don't
Yeah, I
know,
was thinking spy there.
Yeah, spy / escort. That's how she gets
Interesting.
into influential
A spy.
men's in their inner circle and stuff.
Yeah, well, spy would make sense with the tags cut off.
Tags cut off, yeah.
The very little details about who she is or where her clothes are from. But then she has got the sewing kit, which is from that hotel in Geneva. But that could just be a throw-off scent. They could just put that in there to think that she was Swiss or something. So maybe she's been sent to spy.
I don't think she's Swiss. I think that just shows. I think personally that shows she's just been traveling. I think she's traveling.
Well,
around.
I think it could just be like a fake, like backstory.
Maybe,
like
yeah,
she
that's true.
But maybe she was sent to spy on I don't know, something,
yeah.
and then people found out, or the person or whatever found out, and then burned her. But that's just an option. But it's in the mix. It's in the mix.
Yeah.
Okay.
I like my escort / spy theory.
Okay, so we've got escort, potentially spy, and then
yeah,
also spy.
I think,
escort,
potentially
spy, maybe a bit of both.
potentially spy, potentially not, but definitely a murder.
yeah, I think murder.
And definitely a murder.
yeah.
Okay,
Murder.
cool. Well, let me share my screen. And
Anytime, pal. Ooh. Hello.
Oh, wait, it's not. Oh, here we go.
10M, L, 11M, 16M, L, 17M. Well, those are what?
There's
Okay,
some-
those are closed brackets. I'm assuming. It's
Where's-
weird.
Oh, what on the far right?
Yeah. It's like a closed bracket, 8 closed bracket.
Um,
Or is that her 3? It might be a 3.
so for the listening people, we've got essentially a load of basically we've got a number. So I'll just say some of them. So 11M space 16ML.
See, I thought
Next
that
one.
could be like a dosage.
17M
But...
space 19mg. Space below that 20M space 23MO. So it's a series of a number, a letter, a space between it, then a number, a letter, and a letter.
See, I thought that those first two could have been doses, like milliliters and milligrams, but then
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
MO, like that doesn't make sense. And then the ones to the right of that, they still got like M15, M21V, like so that doesn't really make sense.
So I'll also say a pro code breaker had a look at this and he solved it in 3 seconds.
3
3
seconds.
3 seconds, yeah.
All right, I guess I'm not quite a pro then.
All right, let me give it. Give me like 6 more seconds.
Well,
Oh,
I'll give you 6 more seconds, and then we'll take a break, and you can have a ponder on the break, and we can come back and see. But do you want any final guesses?
It's a list of addresses,
A list of addresses.
like address.
It could be these could be people.
Okay.
10M could be a 10-year-old male. 11M could be a 11-year-old male. So on. I don't know what A is. Agender maybe. And it could be medium large or No, I don't fucking know.
Okay, well, we'll take a break there.
Seconds. That's crazy.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, welcome back. Last time we left you and Oscar and Rhys, we were trying to crack the code
Yeah.
that the Isdalen woman left. Now, Oscar and Rhys didn't really get anywhere close. One of the guesses they said in the break was that it was maybe like motorways and stuff, but that's not right. So I'm going to give a couple of clues, and you never get another go. So I want you. It gets a bit like there's a lot of weird it gets a bit squiggly, and it's kind of hard to understand some of the other stuff. But I want you to look at let's start by looking at the order of the letters. So there's lots of M's, right?
Yeah.
And then what's the net? What does it go? What does it consistently go to next after the M's?
A.
What does it consistently go to after that?
J.
Is that a J?
Wow. Yeah, that's a
Okay.
J. Yeah.
Oh, right. Is it? Okay.
Well, it looks like it goes. There's lots of M's on the left,
Yeah.
and there's some A's in the top middle. And then it goes back to a couple of M's, right?
Yeah. And then
it goes to some J's. There's quite a lot of J's. There's J's in the middle of the bottom and the right hand side.
Yeah.
And then there's some O's and some N's. Forget about the O's and the N's for now. Think about the MAMJ.
MAMJ.
So there's lots of M's, and there's lots of A's, and lots of M's, and lots of J's.
Manj.
So, you're not going to get from that. I'll give you another clue. What is... And this one's... Yeah, this one's a bit more confusing.
Try me. Bitch.
Focusing on the first box on the left and most of the middle box. What do the numbers range between?
About 10 and 40.
I'll say it's between 10 and 31.
There's a 38 on the bottom there. Was that J8?
That's not a 38, that's J8.
Oh, okay.
J7.
10 and 31.
And then on the right, we get J8, J21, J22, and then it's kind of hard to read those ones. So, yeah, all the numbers seem to range. And if you can see, yeah, we've got, it looks like J1 to J7. So we've got numbers ranging from 1 to 31.
Number of pills?
Okay. So you've got ranging from 1 to 31.
Oh.
Is that month? Like days?
J.
Yeah.
Days, right?
Oh.
Days of the month.
Yeah, exactly.
And then...
So
but then
what is like
MAJ
11M and then 16ML?
11th or the 11th month.
The 11th of March, the 16th of March. Yeah, that's exactly.
But why is there an L on the end of?
Yeah, that one I don't think you'll get. So, do you want to take one quick guess? One guess each? What is the L?
So it is. So 10th of March, April 23rd, June 8th, or was it July?
Is the ML like PM in?
I'd say
no, because there's too many.
Leap year.
No. So the L is, and this is the bit that's you're not going to get, is the name of the city that she's in. So from the 11th of March to the 16th of March, she'll be in a city beginning with L. From the 17th of March to the 19th of March, she'll be in a city beginning with G. So let me show you what it gets cracked as.
Interesting.
He cracked that in 3 seconds. No way. I want to see someone with a fucking timer sat next to him. 3 seconds.
No. I could understand.
I could completely. He sees this crap all the time. It's just shorthand. Shorthand for like dates. He sees immediately.
Yeah.
A number and a letter next to it. Obviously, it's a date.
Bergen, Paris, Stavanger, Bergen, Trondheim, Stavanger, Bergen. Okay, interesting.
What about all the other ones?
Well, this is
Well,
just an example. It's
I
just
guess
showing
like
you.
it could be, I don't know, Frankfurt.
And I think
uh,
I might be wrong, but I think this is the ones that maybe this is the ones that I definitely know for sure. I can't remember.
So something like J maybe June and JJ maybe July. Or
July,
something.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll just see.
So there you go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, interesting.
No,
Yeah.
yeah.
So
Interesting, isn't it?
she's a spy. Got it.
Well,
She's
maybe.
traveling around a lot.
Well, and she's
Maybe I'm
tracking
I
her
quite
own
like.
movements.
She's I
So-
quite like the escort thing.
So let's jump back into it. So I'll just remind everyone of what happened at the start.
Yeah.
So we had a trio, a parent and two daughters, and they're going they're going to hike in Isdalen, and they smell something cooking, something a little bit burnt.
I smell something cooking. Oh, I think that's time for Rhys's food corner. Ah,
The
thank
return.
you,
Just
Rolf.
didn't have it
Yeah,
last
the
week.
return. No food corner last week. I was having a little break. I was on a little fasting.
You're on a diet.
Obviously, you can see I was fasting for that time. So today we've got a return of the Hearty Co food ready meals. Oh,
Hearty Food Co.
Hearty Food Co has returned, and we have got today a good one. I'll show you, boys. So,
God,
what do you think that is?
That looks
disgusting.
What
terrible.
do you think?
It looks like
Spaghetti-
baked beans and
It's
spaghetti.
spaghetti bolognese, I imagine.
It's spaghetti bolognese.
That
Yeah.
looks horrible.
Yeah, like you said, I'm not looking forward to this one. When I took it out of the microwave, it looked pretty grim. But we'll give it a good go. I've got the tier list up here, so we'll give it a good go. It's a little bit
Looks like quite a small
cold.
portion as well.
Yeah, well, again, 99p, you can't really go wrong. I mean, so we've got some nice little pasta here. Anyway, down the hatch.
God, what are we doing?
Okay.
Is it hot still or is it cold?
No, it's a bit lukewarm, but um, it's going in the bin.
It can't be that bad.
I can't eat that. That is
What's so
disgusting.
bad about it? Bland or bad tasting?
No, the pasta is like it's too soft. I
Right,
quite
yeah,
like my
it's gonna be
pasta a little
mushy,
bit,
I
you
imagine.
know,
Al dente.
al dente. The pasta's too soft. I was like, well, I'll try a bit of the sauce. Just maybe the flavor of the sauce is nice. It's just way too oily. Like my mouth, like it went on my mouth a bit, and I can just feel the oil. It's like you don't want that from a pasta sauce. Like all I can taste is like. It reminds me of like school dinners. Like if you've had a school dinner like bolognese, where it's just like oil at the bottom of your bowl.
School dinner bolognese.
It's like or pasta or anything because it just gets oily. That's a real shame, Hearty Food Co. That's a real shame.
Are you gonna finish it though? Regardless?
No, it's going in the bin. It's going in the bin.
You can't put a go in the bin rating if you finish it. That's not
He
allowed.
can.
I can't. I'm not finishing that. I wouldn't want to eat that. It's not nice. And for you viewers, that was going to be my dinner. So I'm now going to have to cook something else.
Why don't you just spice it up with, don't know, meatball?
No, it's just
One meatball won't save that.
Yeah, nothing. I was thinking maybe a bit of cheese, but no.
Don't waste good cheese on that.
No. So that's a real shame. Yeah, I'm a bit
Well,
sad actually now. So.
this is why we do it. So people at
This is why we
home-
do it. This is why I do it. So people at home don't, buy this crap. Okay, if they want Hearty Fuko, go get a curry, mate. That's banging.
Yeah.
All right, the
That's
curry
what
and
you need.
rice, top tier.
Or
Anyway,
toad
you
in
go
a
on.
hole. It's
Toad in the hole, yeah, you get some gravy on that. It's a good hearty meal. But yeah. Anyway, back to the burned corpse of this poor woman, Rolf.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So we're going to move on to the next part of the story. So the police have managed to create a sketch of the woman, I think from maybe like eyewitness accounts at the train station, something like that. And they sent it around to all the hotels in Norway to sort of see if anyone could identify her staying there. And, while I'm saying this, I'm actually going to just share a picture of the woman for you to see. So, here we go.
Okay.
Oh, that's
That
a good
is
sketch.
the Isdalen woman. So, turns out the lady was very memorable because 7 hotels got back to her
Whoa.
with 7 different names.
Whoa.
But she was confirmed to be the same person by handwriting experts. So, it's pretty clear she's the same person. She looks the same and she's got the exact same handwriting. But 7 different names.
Was she called
And-
Stephen?
What?
Why does that
that's-
picture say Stephen?
I'm guessing that was the
I
artist.
don't know. I don't know what that means.
Okay.
So also like this, when you sign into a hotel, you got to hand over your passport as well.
Okay.
So she obviously would have had 7 different passports then,
Wow.
technically.
Oh wow.
So interesting, right? She told the hotels, or when she did tell the hotels, that she was an antiques dealer here for business reasons. And she claimed in all instances to be from Belgium. But the police couldn't match any of her identities with a missing person in Belgium. So she was definitely lying. And yeah, so they interviewed many different people because they also were able to find people that, like taxi drivers and hotel staff and things, that recognized her because she was quite a recognizable woman. So they managed to interview a lot of people, and a lot of people who they interviewed remembered her well. And this is what they said. Said she was late 20s to mid 30s, brown eyes, medium length brown hair, small, elegant, self-assured, with fashionable clothing. Some described her as exotic, as she had a slightly darker complexion. But like when I say slightly darker, I mean like maybe slightly southern Europe compared to like the
like olive skin, like Italian
Yeah.
skin.
Yeah, maybe. Quiet and reserved, so didn't engage much with those around her. She had a gap in her front teeth.
Hey.
Yeah. Her hotel registration cards were completed in German, and she spoke very poor English. She wore a lot of makeup, and some people described her as having a strong smell of spices or strong perfume, and one person said she smelled of garlic.
Mm.
And one of the front desk people mentioned that she wore a worn-out fur hat, which she remembered as a style she hadn't seen before, and later on thought that it was similar to hats from Kazakhstan.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Mhm. So yeah, like I said, the expert code breaker broke the code in 3 seconds, and her travel itinerary was from basically, if it's a 20M, 23MO, that would be 20th to the 23rd of March in Oslo, for example. So from this, the police were able to track her movements and found her checking into a load of different hotels all under different aliases. She left Norway at one point to go to a hotel in Paris and Geneva, and the investigators were keen to go over there and investigate there as well, but they were stopped by higher authorities.
Oh.
Yeah.
Interesting.
The Isdalen woman later returned to Norway after 7 months of being out of the country and traveling around Europe, and stayed in Stavanger for 9 days. And her last recorded stay is 6 days before she died. So the last recorded stay in that little travel itinerary thing was 6 days before. So we don't know where she was for 6 days before she died. The investigation was closed after 3 weeks, literally only 3 weeks, before they even got the results from the autopsy as well. And it was just ruled as an accident or suicide. But many investigators said that they thought the case was closed too quickly and they thought that she'd been murdered.
Mm-hmm.
So, any thoughts on that? I've got one more block of information.
Yeah, I think it sounds even more like she was some sort of spy, and there were some sort of higher powers at play here that maybe influenced the authorities to close the case and rule it a suicide. And yeah, so she was recording this sort of travel itinerary as she was going. It wasn't like as in she didn't write where she was going to be. You think she wrote it as she was going?
I don't know, but the implication from what we've seen would be that she was probably writing it as she's going because she didn't have any future dates after she died, unless she knew she was going to die.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Or unless, that'd be the implication, yeah.
Yeah, I still think the most likely is that, she was some sort of spy. I mean, multiple identities as well. There's obviously something fishy going on. Unless she was just wanted, but then she would be wanted somewhere. So it doesn't really make sense. Like if she was just on the run, someone would know about it, some police force. So yeah, I don't know. I think spies most likely, to be honest. Still,
Yeah, I mean, I agree with Oscar. Spies most likely here, but what I do find strange is the fact that she was, that 6 days before she died, no one knows where she is because she didn't put it in her travel thing, which I actually think does point towards that the dates in her diary or whatever, the codes, are actually maybe future dates. And actually, she did know that she was going to die. And so she didn't put anything in because maybe she didn't know where to go and she was like just on the run and then finally got killed. Maybe another spy agency or something, or she basically just leaked. She kind of maybe betrayed whoever she was spying for, whatever country it was, whatever secret service it was. I think maybe she betrayed them, and they were like, well, now she needs to die. She knows too much. Like maybe she was a very high profile spy.
perhaps she knew someone was on her tail, hence why she was recording her information so that if she died, someone could track her movements and
I like
help the case. So maybe she knew that she was in danger.
Yeah, maybe she did. Maybe she pissed off the wrong person, and she knew she was getting tracked.
Very
that's my
interesting
theory.
ideas.
Yeah, I
Very
like that.
interesting ideas.
Thank you.
So, there's one last chunk of information here.
Yep.
And I think it sheds a good amount of light on who she was.
Uh-huh.
So, a podcast was made in 2016 called Death in Ice Valley by the BBC. And it actually got the case reopened in Norway.
Oh.
And the people in the podcast did quite a lot of investigations. And
just like us.
A little bit more involved. They did quite a lot of stuff. And they interviewed people. And obviously now they've got DNA testing and isotope testing on the teeth, things like that, so they could learn a lot. So I'm going to tell you what they found. So, let's see. Okay, so I'll start off getting more and more interesting. So, one witness came forward about seeing the Isdalen woman at a Norwegian hotel. She described her as having very sad eyes, and she ate with a man. They spoke very little, and when they spoke, it was in German. The man was reading an article as well. The witness claimed that she told the police about this meeting, but it isn't in their report. It's pretty strange. Another witness came forward. This is a housekeeper. To say that she saw the Isdalen woman in a hotel room with a man in a suit. They weren't like one was sitting on the couch and one was sitting on like a chair or something. They didn't speak. She stayed for one night before moving to the hotel across the road. She was also seen by another witness buying a mirror in a home furnishing shop with another different man. And she was also seen, so the Finnish secret police, after years of denying any involvement in this, actually said that there was a case on the Isdalen woman as well. And the
Finnish, this is the Finnish, not the Norwegian.
I must have written Finnish again. Norwegian. The Norwegian secret police. So there was a case on the Isdalen woman, and they've got a document from December 22nd, 1970, telling a tale of a fisherman in a remote town of Norway who claimed to see a woman fitting the Isdalen woman's description close to his home. And here, the Norwegian Defence Force was testing their new Penguin missile defence system. So this is a NATO-involved...
Penguin?
Yeah, it's called the Penguin Missile Defence System. She claimed that he saw the woman watching the tests on several different occasions. He claimed that the woman was Slavic, Russian, or Romanian, and saw her speaking to one of the naval officers. Interestingly, none of these men that I've just mentioned that she was with have come forward. So, this was big news, and who is this woman? Has anyone seen this woman? Has anyone got any information about this woman? And as we talked about earlier, the only people that came forward are people who witnessed her in small interactions. Nobody came forward to say they'd ever talked to this woman in the sort of context that we're seeing here. Someone who's buying a mirror, someone who's eating dinner, someone who's staying in a hotel room, and someone who, none of those kinds of people came forward. It was also speculated that she wasn't German, as a German wasn't very good. Her German grammar and her writing wasn't very good. She also listed Brussels district office as a passport issuing authority, but this was only used during the time of the Nazis, so it's quite outdated. And then based on the handwriting analysis by an expert, it was concluded that she received her primary education in France, or a French-speaking part of Switzerland or Belgium. So could still be Belgium. They also looked at her teeth. So they found lots of gold fillings, which was typical of Germany or Austria. And they did some carbon-14 dating on her teeth. And it put her age at 45.
Yeah.
Which is obviously quite strange. As I mentioned earlier, many people said she looked like she was late 20s, early 30s. Obviously, people can look very good for their age. The isotope analysis, it's very impressive what they can do with this, because they can basically show sort of where you've been as you grew up based on the water that you consumed in the area.
Oh, really?
That's
cool.
So the isotope analysis on her teeth showed her movements around her in her youth. Shows that she was born around Nuremberg, and she moved around a lot in her youth. They say possibly Wales, possibly Germany, possibly Belgium, possibly parts of France. But most likely resided in her teens, somewhere around the border of France and Germany, that sort of area. And then they managed to locate this school called the Maria Rosenberg School, which housed young women without families and women with behavior problems. So girls with behavior problems. And a name of one of the students in that school called Claudia Zieltz is a name the Isdalen woman used quite a few times as one of her fake identities. So, but they didn't find any evidence of her being there necessarily. Investigations into her movements as well also showed that she visited the Stavanger and Bergen. The visits to Stavanger and Bergen coincided with the penguin missile test as well.
Right.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And possibly one of the most interesting piece of information is a man called Ketil Kaversoy was hiking in the Isdalen Valley when he came across, around the same time, he was hiking in the Isdalen Valley when he came across a party of 3 people. A woman who matched the description of the Isdalen woman was ahead of 2 men not too far behind her. None of them were dressed for hiking. They were dressed with more like city attire. The woman looked scared and like she was giving up. She looked like she was about to say something to the man, but then changed her mind. The men were about 20 meters behind her and had very wooden, dead expressions. They had darker skin, so you knew they weren't from around here. Again, when I say dark skin, I mean like olive skin. And you got the impression they were following the woman, and she knew they were there. He didn't contact the police as he thought they'd think he was just making up a sort of crazy story. The only issue with this story is that the Isdalen woman was found on Sunday morning, and her last reported sighting was on Monday. But this man claims that this event happened, and he's pretty adamant that this happened on a Sunday afternoon. But he couldn't remember the exact date. So it could be that, they went up and they went back down. After they saw the man, they were like, okay, let's do this another day. Or it could be that this man's remembering the day wrong. He claims he's pretty sure it was Sunday afternoon, but it could have been a Saturday afternoon. This man was interviewed about this about 50 years after it happened. So back when the case was reopened. So it's uncertain. So that is everything.
Whew.
There you go. You've now got all the information to solve the case.
I think she was recruited to spy for someone, maybe Soviets or something. Recruited to spy, and then, I don't know, by anyone. And then she was, I don't know, either leaking information or wasn't doing a good job. And so I think these people that she kept seeing at these hotels were telling her, like, you better sharpen up or you're going to get burned. And then she didn't sharpen up and then burnt her. Well, they killed her, and then burnt her. Oh, no, but she burned alive. They gave her sleeping pills and then burnt her.
Why did they do that?
Conceal the evidence.
What? What do you mean conceal the evidence? For giving her sleeping pills?
No, well, it's easier to burn someone if they're asleep, isn't it? It's pretty hard to burn them if they're awake. They're going to be wriggling around and stuff, so... Yeah.
So they gave her sleeping pills to make her docile, and then...
Yeah, I mean, I don't know why you wouldn't... I mean, it looks like they tried to give her enough to basically kill her before. Maybe they thought she was dead, and so they burnt her. Yeah, I don't know.
Any thoughts on why she lied about her age to appear younger?
Did she lie, or did people just interpret it wrong? Did she ever say what her age was?
Or her fake passports would have given her a younger age. Yeah.
Oh.
I think she probably just looked young for her age, so she could just put that old,
Can you think of any other reason why she'd want to appear younger?
Escort? I don't know.
Maybe to
conceal her identity.
Yeah,
she doesn't want to. If maybe she says her age, then there's her real age. There's a track record of that. I was like, oh right, actually,
Yeah, maybe. So Also, in the 1970s, it would have looked very weird if you were a woman who was 45 traveling alone. That would have looked so strange. Like, why don't you? Where's your husband? Why is your husband not with you? So it still looks a bit weird, but a woman in her 20s, single, traveling alone, still slightly odd in the 70s, but it's not too odd. So it doesn't look as insane.
Right, let's see.
Yeah.
So we have some theories here. And
Can I say mine?
yeah, do you want to say yours first, and then we'll go into the theories?
Yeah. Just mine's very similar to Oscar's, to be fair. So I'll keep it brief. But I think that she was a double spy.
Okay.
I think she was recruited by some European spy agency, but also the Soviets. And then I think I don't know which one, maybe the Soviets or maybe the European, like NATO, kind of like found out that she was a double spy, and they decided to chop her.
Chop
I
her.
reckon. Burn her. Kill her.
I mean, it is a pretty weird way of killing someone.
I think, maybe it's like she did it to someone else in the past, or something,
Maybe
and then it's almost like a revenge thing for what she's done before.
Or maybe they're just some sociopaths and they just like burning people alive.
Yeah, maybe those do exist. They do exist.
Yeah, maybe someone's just walking past and they just burn her.
So there's some theories, and I want you to debunk them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Woohoo!
It's not okay. So, accidental campfire, burn yourself.
There's no campfire.
There's no petrol. There's no petrol canisters at the scene.
Yeah, no petrol.
No petrol canisters. There's no campfire.
That's one all. That's one all, Oscar.
Well, yeah, mate. I said it before you.
I said campfire as well. It's both.
No, it's mainly the fuel, mate.
Mongoloid.
It was mainly the
It's
fuel.
one all, mate. Get out shushing me, mate. Yeah, mate.
All right, next.
Okay. Do you think maybe it could have been a suicide?
Well, she burnt alive. It's very hard to kill yourself by burning yourself without any petrol being found on the body.
She had
petrol canisters.
She had undigested pills, so I don't think it could have been a suicide. Right?
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, in some ways it's kind of similar to the accidental one, isn't it? I'd say it's more likely that it's a suicide than an accidental thing.
Yeah.
Because and I think the main thing with the fact that it wasn't accidental, that actually I forgot to say, why the hell would you have so many fucking sleeping pills in her if she was accidentally?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
you know?
Maybe she just had so much energy that she was trying to tame it a bit.
Basically, if you've got that amount of sleeping pills in you, you're either trying to kill yourself or someone's forced you to have them and is trying to kill you. So it pretty much rules out an accident from that perspective.
Yeah. And also the witness who saw the men, I mean, it was 50 years later, but I don't know, I feel like that's a bit of evidence, right?
Yeah. So, okay, what about her being involved in some crime? Maybe she's a smuggler. So one of the theories is that, she was seen buying a mirror. Why is it weird that she'd be buying a mirror?
Yeah, I don't really think about that, buying a mirror.
She's not, she hasn't got like a house or anything. Well,
yeah, exactly.
She travels around. Why is she buying a mirror?
Exactly. Yeah.
But it keeps up with her antique selling.
Yeah, it does actually. That's a good point.
Facade.
Yeah, maybe. So the idea is that maybe she's an art smuggler, and some people like this idea because you could fit art behind a mirror. That's one thing. So she's involved in like a lot of crime. There's also a lot of missing paintings around this time because it's just after it's not just after the war, but after the war, a lot of things got a lot of like art and stuff got lost, and so there's quite a there's a lot of business going on with that.
I don't hate that actually.
Yeah.
I don't hate
what do you think about the prostitute? Her being a prostitute, high-end escort. wears nice clothes.
I originally said that, and I did like that idea. I just don't really. I don't know. It's
Why
a bit
would
of
you
a-
need so many passports and things if you're an escort there?
Because,
Yeah.
well, you know, sometimes I guess like high-end escorts, they want to conceal their identity as well. Maybe they know, because like if you are truly like a really high-end escort, you're going to be sleeping with very influential people, and they might, you know, tell you very secretive things. So you kind of want to try and keep yourself safe from, you know, murder and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, and also being a prostitute is still very illegal in many places at this time.
Yeah.
And a lot of the hotels, and this is one that half debunks it, but not really. A lot of the hotels she stayed in had strict rules of no sex workers and were Christian. So
Yeah, but that's so stupid. Like,
yeah,
like
but-
what? Oh, how are they going to enforce that? They give you the
Yeah,
ring
that is
key.
true.
Like, they're not going to know, are they?
yeah.
That's
But yeah,
stupid.
the fact if she was a prostitute, it does sort of. I mean, firstly, with the crime and the prostitute one as well, they both sort of back up the concept of why no one came forward. It's because all the men she was with were either involved in the crime, in this criminal industry, in which case, you know, obviously don't want to get found out, or they're all, you know,
Paying
customers.
Yeah.
Yeah, in which case they also don't want to get found out. So that kind of they both back
They
up.
probably
that
have
crime.
like families and wives and stuff.
Yeah. Now, to go on to your favourite theory, the idea that she's a spy. Why? So we've obviously talked about, you know, we've got a lot of evidence for why she is. One of them was there's no evidence for the container for the petrol. What other things are leading? What other things? What are the main things that make you think she's a spy? What are the top things?
The fact she's tracking her movements, I think, is a bit strange.
My biggest thing as well is the fact that she was seen multiple times watching the missile like program.
Mhm.
Like, a high-end prostitute is not going to be given access to that. Like, you could be the best prostitute in the world, you're not sucking your way up to that, are you?
Yeah.
Like,
And
a
she
spy
timed it.
though, maybe.
She timed it, didn't she? So she was at the right place at,
Yeah,
at the right
exactly.
time with those. And also, she's sort of she's been to different or grown up in different areas. So she speaks German, but also grew up. So she's probably bilingual or something.
Yeah,
Multilingual.
exactly.
And I was going to say something else, but I've forgot. So
She's bilingual, and also
all
the
her
tags,
passports as well. Yeah, and
all the tags on her clothes, and the fact that in her luggage that was found, there was no real like identifying stuff about her at all. And that's like, you know, a classic spy thing, isn't it? Don't leave any trace to who you are. Make them try and figure it out, like we're doing right now.
Yeah. So it's all very good. What?
I want to hear this debunk. Do they debunk it?
I want you to. Why is that actually a bit like? Why is it actually like in some ways a shit theory? And why is it in some way? Like, what things make you think like there's no way she could have been a spy?
The thing is, like, the only thing I think that makes me think that she can't be a spy is the way her, like, the fact that her body's burnt. It is a strange way to leave a spy. Like, if you are trying to kill a spy, why are you burning the body and then like leaving loads of weird stuff around? I don't know.
Well, I'll just quickly say on that, her face was burnt off. Remember?
She could
Oh,
be.
okay, yeah, true. Okay,
She could be less.
That makes sense.
She could be less obvious than using a different passport in every single place, because I feel like that's quite obvious. That
What's obvious about that?
That's not obvious.
Because if one hotel speaks to another hotel, you know, we've had this.
Pretty much, you've hit one of the nails on the head there, Oscar. Well done.
Woohoo!
So, yeah, it is very not spy-like to have 7 identities.
Totally not spy-like.
So,
totally not.
Usually spy agencies, they'll tend to have 1 or 2 different identities, and they'll be extremely fleshed out identities. The person will know everything about this person that they're playing. They'll, and they'll only get, like I said, only have like 2 fake identities that they'll use at different times. Having 7 is quite.
I don't know. Maybe she's just a bad spy.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
maybe
she's-
it was like just a quick job, and it wasn't planned for her, and they were just like, you need to stay undetected or something. But, I don't know. But
And like, she's just like she was just, I don't know. Maybe she just wasn't.
But I want to
great
hear
at her
what is
job.
there other
Well,
things.
yeah, I
that-
know what you mean, but ultimately, who's got spies in this situation? NATO,
And
Soviets,
Soviets.
Mossad,
Americans.
yeah, but those guys are not going to have shoddy spies. They're going to have good spies.
Well, lots of countries have spy agencies. I think even back then, like it could be some like a country like you mentioned. Someone said that she could be from that she wore a hat from, like, was it Kazakhstan?
Kazakhstan, that's Soviet.
So, oh yeah, true, Soviet from that
Yeah,
time.
so you didn't pick up on that, but yeah.
No, but true, Soviet. I'm trying to think, but maybe she's from a country where it's not as good. Like their spy agencies just not as good.
Maybe it's a double bluff because they're like, oh, no one would spy this badly, so she can't.
Additionally,
Yeah, exactly.
cutting labels also a very weird thing to do. That's not a spy. A spy would buy clothes in Norway. They'd buy local clothes.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Cutting the labels is odd. It's not really.
Yeah, that's the
spy-like.
truth, sir. Yeah, that's true.
But I think the cut the label thing, it could just, she might not like labels. Like it just could be as simple.
All
as
right,
that,
I want to
couldn't it?
hear some of the good theories. Then.
Well, I'll just quickly rattle off the rest of the reasons why she might not be a spy.
Yeah.
So, like I said, cut off the labels. She also travelled too often to be a spy. If you're a spy, what you want to do is you want to live in a place. You want to get to know the locals. You want to
Create a
blend in.
rapport.
You don't want to be a weird random face that people are seeing. You want to blend into the situation. If she was spying on these Penguin missiles, for example, it'd be very weird for her to go in and out and seeing them like this. Additionally, and this is sort of one of the big reasons, she was way too memorable to be a spy. Spies are meant to go undercover, they're meant to look plain, they're meant to look boring, they're meant to look normal, and no one's meant to remember them. Everybody remembered this woman. She was like, everyone had something to say about how she looked, everyone had something to say about what she was like. She was very obvious. When she was talking to the naval officer, she was talking in plain sight. This fisherman could see her every time she was spying on this missile penguin thing, and the fisherman wasn't even looking for her. So if she was a spy, basically she would have been a shit spy. And the lead investigator of the case ruled it out with certainty.
No.
But it's just, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So, yeah. So that's it's still possible, but it's
No,
not.
I'll accept that. I'll accept that. I can see.
like that.
Yeah.
Have you got anything more?
Yeah, let's hear the theories.
I've got some other more. So I said that she was 45 when she died, and this is 1970s, so that would take us back to what 19?
Disgusting.
What?
Your stomach's like.
Oh yeah.
That's what.
Yeah. Basically, it takes her childhood to around Nazi Germany time. So
yeah,
she was in Nuremberg as well. Like I said, she grew up in southern Nuremberg.
She's a Nazi on the run.
Where Nazism really kicked off very quickly. So not necessarily that she's Nazi. Maybe she was a Jew and she was escaping Nazi Germany. And that's why she escaped to this young woman's house.
maybe.
Yeah, that's one. Doesn't really move very much more than that, but like
No.
that doesn't really explain too much.
Why
But the other big theory that I'll go into now, this is sort of another big theory. One podcast I listened to on this, they like really went in on this theory. They thought this was definitely it. I say the spy theory is probably the other sort of big theory, is that she was schizophrenic. So, the idea that she was, after the war, she So she grew up in this house she was basically without parents, an orphan. And after the war, records get destroyed of stuff, so that's why they maybe can't find her. And they historically, people with like mental issues and stuff, they used to sort of put out of sight, out of mind type of thing. They like house them in like institutes, but they tried to start bringing people with mental disabilities into the world a bit more, but they didn't give them any help. So she could have just been, released out into the wild she's schizophrenic with no help, no one helping her. And a lot of what she does sort of gives off maybe she's schizophrenic and thinks someone's following her. She thinks the person is following her, which would explain why she's schizophrenic. She's rubbing off all the stuff on her creams and stuff. Why would you do that? She's cutting off all her labels. She's constantly moving. Her code book is not really a code book. It's shorthand for where she's traveling to. So, and then maybe she thinks she's being chased, and so she goes to basically kill herself to get away from this, and she takes the pills. They're not working fast enough, so she sets herself on fire.
But where's the
where's
the canisters or the bottles that she doused herself with?
So she could have doused herself before she went up. Maybe she doused her hat and her body and then went up there, and some of it leached.
But then again, like, what all these all these people came out and said, yeah, I saw her talking to this man and then talk to this man.
And why was she at the penguin missiles?
Yeah, why is she? Why is this? Why is she there?
Why does she
some
take
random woman?
Coincidence.
and the fisherman said they saw her talking to one of the people.
I mean,
there.
it could be coincidence, but I don't know. I don't really buy that, to be honest.
I actually think that theory is a bit.
And also, if
stupid.
she's schizo, they said that she was very elegant, fashionable.
Yeah, but
I feel like if she was schizo, she'd look a bit rough and like run down
this
and
is
messy.
one of the points against it. Is that if she's
yeah.
schizophrenic, then how's she got a lot of money? Like, where's she getting
exactly?
that?
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Like, if she's schizophrenic and she's just kind of been off into the wild, she's probably not going to have much money, is she? She doesn't have a family or anything. I don't like that. I actually think the biggest theory is probably my original thing that I said before, that she was a high class prostitute and she knew well-established men in very high powerful places. And then the fact that you said earlier in the podcast as well, they wanted to investigate something in France and they denied it. Maybe she was linked to some high official in France, and if they investigated, they'd find that this French, I don't know, politician or whatever, or commander was sleeping with this prostitute, and it would be a national scandal kind of thing. So I think she was a high class prostitute with lots of different ties to high class people. And she knew too much, because men talk when they're horny and or in love, whatever. And and then people killed her because of it. This schizo thing is stupid. I think it's a rubbish theory. What podcast was that? Pull them out.
No, I can't.
Rubbish theory. Rubbish.
There was the Red Hand podcast. I don't know if you've heard of them.
They're probably a lovely podcast, but
lovely.
Stupid theory. Stupid.
That's all right. Spark a bit of debate.
Didn't like it.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, cool.
So, final thoughts? I mean, basically just giving yours, but
I've given mine. Oscar.
I'll be honest, I'm pretty lost. I did think spy, but then
what's new, pal?
I still think it could be spy. Or it could be a prostitute, but I don't really buy that. So
why don't you buy prostitute?
But no, it's just
like a very high class prostitute with like very influential people.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like someone would have seen something or would have
But
some
no, but
more
like
evidence for
no,
that.
but like high class escorts are really like, you know, they're good at their job. Their job is to basically pretend to be someone's girlfriend or wife or whatever, you know, and they're good at concealing themselves in like plain sight and making sure that but that's not prostitute. Like I guarantee you probably gone to a restaurant and there's a date with a high class escort and you didn't realise.
You think I'm going to those
maybe.
restaurants?
Also, I'm not
Rolf's have probably had, you know, dates with, you know, escorts we don't know about, you know.
maybe
Yeah,
he is
High
wrong.
class.
Nah, Rolf can't afford high class.
But yeah, anyway, yeah, it's a good case. It's an interesting case.
So you got
It's
nothing? No
interesting.
final theory?
No,
Oh,
yeah, I'm lost. I don't know.
Wow.
What's happened to you?
I had my theory and it was supposedly debunked. So.
Oscar, I don't know if I told you this, but my friend, he's been watching and he said that you could solve anything.
I can.
And you're letting him down. You're letting my friend down here.
All right, she was a spy. There you go. That's my final
Alright,
theory.
cool.
Yeah, I think I'm. To be honest, when I first
think it makes the most
started looking
sense.
into this, I was like, yeah, definitely spy. Then I listened to that podcast talking about the schizophrenic suicide, and I was like, yeah, that makes sense. I think that. But then, I rewatched some more stuff, and I was like, no.
I just think the penguin missile. I mean, that's an interesting. It's got to be like I don't know.
I think, yeah. To be honest, I think I can really see spy or some sort, or maybe a prostitute. Those are probably the two ones that I'm leaning towards. Because to be fair, the prostitute one could make sense, and maybe she was just going to there and sleeping with one of the officers or something.
Yeah, exactly. And
and then maybe someone talked and she knew too much, or maybe she was a prostitute spy combo.
yeah, maybe.
Maybe she was just a shit spy, but it is the fact that she was such a shit spy really nags me.
Yeah, but sometimes
I agree.
you know, you're not gonna get like the, you know, spies. You're not always gonna get the best, are you? You know, there is gonna be a shitter, you know, somewhere.
Yeah, but that is quite bad to wear
It
that
is quite
stupid
bad.
hat as well. Like,
But maybe she was a prostitute, high class prostitute at first, and then she
she was a
got asked
hybrid.
like you know, got asked to be like a spy.
Got a little bit involved in that.
Yeah. And then got killed.
It could be. Yeah.
Either way, I agree. I don't think it's got anything. Yeah, I don't think it was a suicide. I think this guy misremembers, and he definitely did see this woman and two guys go up to get killed.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think it was definitely she got murdered.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Cool. All right,
Cool.
well, that's solved.
Oh, nice one, Geezer. Yeah.
All right, Oscar. Is it you next? What's your next one going to be?
Yes,
to be honest, I've got absolutely no idea, but I might try and mix it up a bit and well, I'll speak to you guys and see what you think. But yeah, I might try and mix it up a bit and do something a little more educational and leisurely. But we'll see. I'll discuss and we'll see.
Okay.
But either way, it's going to be fantastic. So.
All right, cool. We'll call it that. Cheers, everybody, and we'll see you next time.
All right. Cheers. Yeah.
Cheers.